So for this technique, again, I want to nail him in the side of the neck because I can hit him nice and hard. I can get the guy starting to go unconscious through the fainting response to getting hit to the side of the neck. Now, I want to step around behind him and punch him in the kidney, and I know this ahead of time, so I'm going to use my feet to position myself to get that done correctly. So from here, I'm going to step into a cross step as I hit into the neck. Now the cross step's going to give me the body weight drop to transfer into the top of his neck here so that I'm actually hitting the guy with my body weight. But the other thing the cross step does for me, because it's only going to be a transitory moment, I'm not going to be sitting in this thing talking like this, but rather I'm going to step on around behind him now and I'm going to uppercut into the kidney, once again using the two knuckles right here. So I'm going to break the ribs over the kidney, knock the wind out of him, hopefully bruise the kidney. Now I'm going to reach up, now that I'm behind him where I want to be, I'm going to reach up, grab a hold of the chin with both hands, and I'm going to overlap my hands one over the other. I'm not going to interlace the fingers. You run into a lot of trouble and get stuck with this. So rather I'm going to overlap the hands one over the other to get a hold of the chin. I'm going to drop my elbows in and down so that now I've got a hold of him here and I can bring my body weight to bear for this throw. I'm now going to drop my weight straight back into a knee drop. So here's my body weight, boom, straight down to put his head into the concrete. This is a strike. This is no different from any of the other strikes that we've done already or that we're going to be doing across the rest of this DVD, because this is me using my body weight to make sure that we get a big chunk of kinetic energy into this guy. And in this case, though, the impact is going to be with the ground. It's not necessarily me impacting into him, but rather I'm going to be the one putting the kinetic energy into him. The impact is going to occur between the skull and the ground. And the ground being a lot harder than my fists are, it's going to do a lot more damage. So I'm going to get that skull fracture out of this. Now from here, I'm going to rise up because once again, I need to get some potential energy from somewhere so that I can turn it kinetic and blast it straight through him. And so I rise up, I've got my potential energy loaded, I'm ready to drop it in on him. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him 4 shots simultaneously. So my entire body weight is going to come down on the guy just like a sack of rocks. I'm going to give him a double heel palm strikes to the liver and spleen on either side of the rib cage. That's going to bust the rib cage on both sides, hopefully bruise those organs. And at the same time, I'm going to give him double knee drops into the clavicles to break them. So he's going to end up with broken ribs on both sides and broken collarbones. This means that the guy is definitely not going to be able to get up and run around. And even if he somehow does, after everything we've already done to him, he's not going to be able to use his arms properly with those broken collarbones, and you know that ahead of time. Now, we need to be very careful when you're practicing this on your reaction partner. It's very easy to break the collarbone from here, and you can do it accidentally. So you need to take extra care. I really caution everyone against just dropping on your friends or your reaction partner to see how this works, because I'll tell you exactly how it works. He's going to the hospital, and he's going to be mad at you for a couple weeks with his arm up in a cast like this, right? So we don't even want to worry about that. So we're going to take extra care when we're doing this, but the drop is going to be all 4 are going to be striking at the same time when we're doing this to really hurt the person. So you're going to drop straight down, and we get the rib cage and the collarbone simultaneously. And then once again, from here, to get out of this, I can either shift my weight back and stand back up, nice and easy, or, as you may have seen me do earlier, I can take one foot, set it down so that I'm essentially in a knee drop, rise up, and then I'm into his friend.